Did you hear about the Malpani Pikes IPO? It's coming up pretty soon, right?
Yeah, I did. I mean, the IPO is set to open on January 29th and closes on the 31st. It's a pretty quick window, so investors really need to be on the ball if they're interested.
Right. And the price band is between 85 rupees and 90 rupees per share. What do you think about that? Seems like a pretty specific range.
Well, that's typical for book built issues where they try to gauge investor interest. The price is always a bit of a balancing act, trying to make it attractive but also profitable.
Okay. And what about the lot size? I saw it's a pretty big commitment for retail investors.
Yeah, it is. The minimum lot size is 1,600 shares, which means at that price range, you're looking at a minimum investment of 1,44,000 rupees. It's not a small amount, so definitely something to consider carefully.
Definitely not. And what about the company itself? What do they actually do anyway?
Right. So Malpani Pipes is primarily involved in manufacturing plastic pipes, specifically high density polyethylene, medium density, and linear low density polyethylene pipes, or HDPE, MDPE, and LLDPE. They also trade in granules and PVC pipes.
Okay, so like the kind of pipes used in irrigation and water supply?
Exactly. Their pipes are used in a lot of areas like water supply, sewerage, drainage, and even for infrastructure projects like those electrical, cable, and optical fiber installations. Pretty versatile stuff.
That makes sense. It's a pretty important sector, actually.
Yeah, it is. They also supply pipes to government projects, which can be a big boost for a company.
That's a good point. And where is their manufacturing plant located?
Their manufacturing facility is based in Ratlam, Madhya Pradesh. It has 10 production lines and a capacity of 11,500 metric tons per annum.
Wow, that's a lot of pipe. So, what kind of company is this? A family business?
Actually, yes, it is. The promoters are Rohit Harsh and Mohit Malpani. They hold a significant portion of the company even after the IPO.
Okay, so they're pretty invested in the company's future. That's good to know.
Right. It shows a strong commitment and belief in their business, I guess.
So, what about the financials? Anything interesting there?
Well, their financials show significant growth, particularly in the most recent periods. For instance, their revenue for the period ending November 30th, 2024 was 84.55 crore rupees.
Okay, that's good revenue. Any profits?
Yes, their profit after tax for the same period was 5.09 crore rupees. However, it seems like the most significant jumps have been more recent, which has raised some eyebrows in reviews.
So they're doing well, but it might be worth looking into that recent growth.
Exactly. The reviews suggest that investors should take a close look at the numbers and consider the sustainability of that growth. Always a smart idea to be cautious. Disclaimer: we advise investors to check with certified experts before taking any investment decisions.
Makes sense. What's the objective for the IPO? What are they planning to do with the funds?
The company plans to use the net proceeds for capital expenditure, specifically buying new machinery, repaying debt, and also for general corporate purposes.
Okay, so they are looking to expand and also clean up their balance sheet, basically.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty standard for companies using IPOs to fuel their growth plans. I mean, it's how they get the capital to take it to the next level.
That makes sense. Now, I saw that they have different types of pipes. Can you tell me more about that?
Sure. So they manufacture HDPE, which is used for its strength and chemical resistance in water supply and irrigation. Then there's MDPE, which is flexible and corrosion resistant, perfect for gas distribution. And then LLDPE pipes, which are very durable, mostly used for irrigation and drainage.
Okay, so pretty much all the main types of pipes that you'd need for like large scale projects.
Absolutely. They've got quite a diverse range of products. They also do the drip irrigation pipes too, the ones that are really efficient with water use.
Right, I've seen those. Very handy. So, what's their market presence like?
They have a wide geographical reach, distributing to wholesalers, retailers, and also supplying pipes for government projects and farmers.
Okay, that sounds like a pretty well established distribution network. What else stood out about their strengths?
One key strength is their strategically located manufacturing facility with a focus on quality and a diversified product mix, which helps them cater to different needs.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like a good competitive advantage. And what about their employee base?
As of December 31st, 2024, they had 51 full-time employees and 30 contract-based employees. So, a decent sized team for their operations.
And what's the listing on? I know it's an SME IPO.
Yes, it's going to be listed on the BSE SME platform. The tentative listing date is set for February 5th, 2025.
Okay, good to know. And what about the promoters? I saw that some of them had prior experience in other fields.
Yes, Rohit Malpani, for instance, has over 12 years of experience in research and analysis, and Mohit Malpani has experience in sales and marketing and family business. Harsh Malpani manages the finance and accounting part.
So they're not just, guys that grew up in the pipes business. They have some different experience that they are bringing to the company.
Exactly. Sonal Malpani, also a part of the board, provides advisory inputs too. They've got a pretty well-rounded team.
Sounds like it. Okay, so to recap, Malpani Pipes is a manufacturer of plastic pipes with a decent product range, good market presence, and is now coming up with their IPO.
Yeah, I mean, they're looking to raise funds for expansion and debt repayment. It's a family-run business, so they are deeply invested in the company's future.
Right. It's definitely interesting. So, what are some things potential investors should look out for before deciding to invest?
Well, it's important to look closely at their financial growth and see if that recent bump is sustainable. Also, considering it's a book built issue, I mean, you need to be comfortable with the price range before you jump in.
Okay, that's a good point to consider. Anything else?
It's also good to look at the market conditions and their competition because, as we know, it's a pretty fragmented sector. So, those are always important things to consider before any investment.
Absolutely. Thanks for walking me through all this. I really appreciate it.
No problem at all. Glad I could help. If you like this discussion, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel to catch all the new market updates.
Will do. And what's your overall thought, any predictions for how the IPO will perform?
Well, that's always tricky to say with certainty, but given the growth they've shown and the sector they're in, it could be a worthwhile option for some investors who are aware of the risks. I mean, always make sure to do your due diligence first.
Absolutely. Always good to be informed and do your homework. Thanks again.
Anytime. Looking forward to the next discussion.